So a few years ago, one of my top customers switched to a platform that I knew was going to make it more difficult for me to get jobs from them. I was a little bit higher priced of a translator, and it was also going to be more time consuming. They had launched the platform before, like way before, but because all my relationships with project managers at this company were so good, I was able to sort of opt out of using it until they sort of really made a push to force their project managers to use this system. And then within a very short period of time, and I want to say even like the same month, but I think that my memory is just totally exaggerating on me. I don't think it was quite that short, but in my head it was like super, super like fast. So another one of my top customers announced that they were being acquired. Now, when a company is acquired, it can mean nothing at all, or it can mean everything. Like I know somebody who worked for a direct client that was acquired, and they just decided they were no longer hiring freelancers. They were going to work with a translation agency, and that was it. So it can mean, it can mean nothing. It can mean just like using new systems and everything continues, or it can mean complete loss of a client. So I was definitely not about to just hang out and sort of just see what these major transitions were going to mean for me. They were a huge portion of my income, and losing both within a short time frame, if that is what was going to happen, would mean really, really bad things for me. And so I was there once early in my career. I talked about this in another webinar, so I'm not going to go fully into that. But very, very early in my career, I lost my biggest client and found myself basically jobless. So I was not about to go there again, right? So I want to just remember this image. So I knew better than to think that just hanging out, waiting for customers was the right strategy. I knew that despite the fact that I'd had several years of experience and all of that, I knew that it was not a good strategy to just hang out and, wait. So I knew I needed to find new potential customers in case, anything happened to either of them, or maybe even both of them. And guess what? The thought of marketing myself sounded absolutely terrible. Like, it sounded so bad. Now, you might think, oh yeah, I identify with that. I get that. But the thing is, I've actually always been someone who tries to be really self-aware as possible. I don't always succeed, but I do try. So I sat down and I asked myself, why was I having this feeling of like absolute, just full-on dread? Was it because I hated sending resumes? Was it because I hated marketing? And if that was true, then why? But the thing is, I know you guys don't identify with this part, maybe, or maybe you do, I don't know. But I've always been interested in reading business books, articles, understanding marketing, that type of thing. So it wasn't like just a hatred of the way business works or the way marketing works or anything like that. And I realized if I was being truthful, I had lost my passion to market to my customer being translation customers. The truth was that I had really lost my desire to want to figure out how best to help them and help them in any new way whatsoever. Now, helping the ones I already had in the same way that I'd always been doing was great, awesome. I could have just stayed on that path indefinitely, just no problem if this hadn't happened. But just the mere idea of figuring out new customers and how to help them, it was just a whole bunch of nope. Like I was just like, nope, nope, nope. I do not, like that sounds absolutely terrible. And let me count the ways or the things I would rather do than do that. I mean, it just sounded awful to me. So around the same time, a bit before this actually, a few of my colleagues and also former classmates at the school I went to for translation, had reached out to me because they needed help with their businesses. They saw my income was quite a bit above theirs, like through just random conversations, and I freaking loved helping them. It was so fun. And of course, I was doing it for free, but I loved it so much and so much more that I got to the point that I was actually declining paid translation work in order to help them for free, right? Because I only had so much time in the day. So the question is like, why am I turning down paid work to do free work? And I just loved it. I liked helping them more than I liked translating. Uh-oh, really bad. That is not good. So here's how that relates to you. You have to have a real passion for helping your customer and doing that work. It is so, so, so important. If you are truly passionate about helping your customer and doing that work, like that really puts a smile on your face. Like, yes, I was able to help that customer communicate, or yes, I was able to, work on this translation. I had a great day. It was so fun. You'll be successful. You will find a way, even if you're struggling now or have struggled before, if you are really passionate, if you just sit down and you do sort of a self-aware assessment and you ask yourself, like, who am I passionate about helping? Like that, you will be successful. You just have to be motivated about it. And then at that point, it's just logistics, right? It's like figuring out the puzzle of how to do it. You just need the path and maybe somebody to kick you in the butt occasionally, because it's true that it's not all rainbows and butterflies no matter what, but you have to have that passion as sort of a base, right? So that's your base that you're building on. So it hit me hard that the reason why I didn't want to market myself was not because I hated marketing, though I'll be honest, I did not love it. It was because it wasn't really where my passion was. So the good news was that both of those customers that I mentioned before, where I was like, oh my God, what's going to happen? They are still my customers today. And that aspect was fine. It all worked out. But sort of that situation caused me to rethink everything, right? And it made me realize that my passion fell on helping translators and interpreters like you guys. And that is what got me fired up, got me excited, made me feel energized. Even after like an 18-hour day, I still had energy. So I turned my focus there. I had to be honest. I had to be honest with myself. I realized that I was in part, or in whole maybe even, but I was successful getting translation clients because I always started with that base of being excited about helping those customers and about doing that work. I was so excited about it. So focus on the customer that you are excited to help.